Welcome to the Lee Michaels Show with Carol and your daily cast of characters, where we discuss the issues of the day, entertainment news, what's really going on in Washington, and the world. Why don't we just hear it from the horse's mouth himself?
We can't have someone in the Oval Office who doesn't understand the meaning of the word confidential or classified. I don't think it's safe to be briefed on national security because the word will get out. I know at some point they're going to be calling, they're going to want to brief me, but I'm not a talker about this stuff. This is like Watergate, only it's worse. Because here, our foreign enemies were in a position to hack our most sensitive national security secrets.
Of course, it turns out the Russians didn't need to hack Hillary's email server. They were able to hack Trump's mouth.
This is like Watergate, only it's worse.
The Lee Michaels Show on the Power of Voices Radio Network.
They hacked his mouth. I wish they'd hack his brain. Or maybe they've already done that as well. Welcome to the show. It's called The Lee Michaels Show on thepowerofvoices.com. We are live from Los Angeles, Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. to noon. We are live on Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, and thepowerofvoices.com. Thank you for joining us again today. And of course, we have Carol here and the cast of characters that make up a wide range of views and commentary. This is not a news show. It's basically commentary. There's a slight difference. Actually, it's a major difference between the two. We talk about the news. We do give our opinion about what's going on in the news. So we're not reporting without opinions, okay? So when you watch Fox and CNN and MSNBC, ABC, CBS, ABC, EFG, all the rest of them, they're all basically doing the same type of stuff. So don't get it twisted. Very few news reporting networks are left in the game. And because that's the way you want it. Because the ratings are there and the broadcasters are still doing it. Hey, Carol, how you doing?
I feel good. Doing good.
Kiss that mic. Don't be scared. Get closer. There you go. Now give it a little kiss. Not the finger, the kiss. Oh, she's in one of those moods, I can tell already.
No, sometimes people put you in those moods.
Say again? You're talking so soft.
Sometimes people put you in moods.
Oh, really? Yeah. Who bothered you today? It's only 10:05.
Just people in general.
Oh. Okay.
And I've been up killing ants, and I'm tired of killing these little...
Well, you know...
I'm sick of these ants. I can't get rid of them.
Well, it's because...
They only stay in the one room because I have that sound that they won't go. But I can't keep it in my room because my one cat hears it. So I have to keep it
Maybe
at a
he needs
distance.
some earplugs.
No, I wouldn't do that to him.
Of course not. Crazy me.
So it's kind of, and the weather's kind of weird.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, the shift of the weather will make ants come out. And then, you don't have food in your room, right?
Sometimes I have the cat food, but they just come sometimes.
Do they go at the cat food? Is that what they're going after?
They don't usually, this just started happening again.
Yeah.
I put a lot of peppermint oil because they won't go past that. And then my hands just don't seem to heal.
Yeah.
I used to have such pretty fingers.
Yeah, I used to have black hair.
It has nothing to do with that. I have a disease.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
because
I'm just
of that,
messing
it
with you.
just makes
Yeah.
One day they feel fine and they're normal, and then they just...
Yeah. Your fingers look like Michael Jackson with the Band-Aids. Remember when he used to do that?
It makes it so it's not so painful when it cuts open.
Why did Michael wear those Band-Aids on his finger?
I never asked him.
No?
I don't ask people a lot of things.
Yeah, I don't either. I was just curious.
It's
I didn't know
like sometimes I don't know how you feel. This is a good question. Do you sometimes get tired of people bragging?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to hear that all the time?
No.
Sometimes when you talk to people, they just, oh yeah, I'm at my other place. And the funny thing is, I don't never do that. And the funny thing is, I have other property.
Well, you know,
but it's and they're paid for 'em. My taxes are nothing on them.
Mm-hmm. I don't mind people bragging, but when they
do it all
start
the time.
repeating the same
and they
thing.
can only sit in a certain spot in a concert. I mean, working in the business, and you did too, I didn't care about those front row seats. I want to sit with the crowd that's partying.
Yeah, having a good time.
I don't want to sit with the ones that sit there all stuffy.
Mm-hmm.
They're boring.
That's true.
I mean, when we went to see Blondie, we got told, they told the one girl with me to keep it down. Now, have you ever heard of that, going to a concert? Artists I know, they want to be sitting in the same places I like to sit.
Yeah.
They want to be where the party's at.
That's right. They want to be normal for a minute.
And that definitely is not the party.
No. All right, let's welcome Chris to the show. I see he's chimed in here. Hey, Chris. Good morning. Good afternoon.
Boom shakalaka. How you doing, everybody?
Great, man. Great. Doing good. Doing good. How about you? You good?
Not too shabby for an old man.
Yeah, for an old man. I wish. Hey, listen.
You're very
If
well
I could turn back the hands of time and be your age one more again, I'd be a happy man. I'd be a happy man. And a lot smarter.
Well, you know how... Yeah, tell me about it. You know how it is. It's just that I feel old. You know, when Vic and I got together, we had our kids young, and we were 21, 22. Mm-hmm. You know, and of course they're adults now, and I'm an old 49.
Old 49. Well,
yeah, I'll take it though.
Hang in there, brother. Wait till you get to be 65 or 70. And then let's talk about old.
Now, see, my opinion is, and I'm very honest with this, I think age is how you feel.
Of course.
If you start telling yourself you're old, you're old.
I guess.
I don't feel old. I don't care what the Apollo people say.
Well, there are days when I feel
I don't feel
aged.
real old.
There are days when I feel...
I did this morning, but I was acting like a mother. This girl was running, and I wouldn't even say a girl, maybe around 35. She had on a sweatshirt, and her whole ass was showing.
Yeah.
Now, if you're going to wear a thong on the beach, why don't you take the sweatshirt off so people can see that you're not really naked? But her whole butt was... And maybe if it was decent looking, but it wasn't.
Mm.
And, you know, it's like... You don't have to flaunt. If, you know, to me, when you don't have to walk around naked to prove you're somebody.
Well, that's true.
I'm sorry, Lee. What was your reaction to that again? Do that again.
I don't remember what it was.
He would never, he'd be a father the same way I was a mom today.
Oh, absolutely.
He'd say, I'm glad my daughters don't do that.
Yeah.
To me, if you have a great body and you take care of yourself, you don't have to flaunt it. I've never walked around with big cleavage showing. Most people wouldn't even know I have boobs because I don't do that. I don't have to.
Well, you don't, but some people are proud of the hard work that they put into
Most
working
people that
out.
are proud of it that show those boobs, they're fake.
Well, yeah,
Most
that's
women
true.
with real boobs don't want
Well, you know, they want to flaunt it. They did it for that purpose.
Yeah.
You know?
That's right.
So I ain't mad at them. Show it, baby. Rock your body.
I mean, I did that once in Lee's house, and there's a girl they call the couch surfer.
Oh, stop it.
And she... I'll explain a couch surfer in a little bit.
You're bad.
And Lee will tell you, I never walk around cleavage. And this day I happened to have on something that did show something. Now, we're talking about somebody that every time you see her, she has something flaunting. And she commented, I shouldn't walk around kids like that.
Mm.
I go, excuse me? Like what? You see a little cleavage? And I mean, I couldn't believe, but as I got to know her, everything I did, which Lee will tell you, if he ever sat at the table where I was sitting with her, she had something to say about me.
You know, women, especially women, they catfight.
I don't do that. I compliment other women.
Yeah, but some women, you know, are like that.
I look for something on a person to compliment.
Mm-hmm.
let's say the woman's overweight. Just because she's overweight, she might have the greatest set of legs.
Yep.
I see that a lot of
that's
times. Oh, wow. I found $20.
You didn't find that. That's mine.
Oh, it isn't yours. That's not true.
Now she puts it in the black hole. It'll go in and never come out.
I have everything in that hole.
I just got a text from my son, Corey,
How's he doing?
to remind me. He just had surgery yesterday, so I haven't talked to him today to see how he's doing, but I'm hoping that he's doing okay. But today would have been my mom's birthday, and she would be 101 years old now.
Oh, man.
Wow. How time flies. I remember when that girl was born. Yeah. That's funny. 101. So that means my dad would be 131 because he was 30 years older than my mom. Isn't that amazing? Wow.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah.
So it was whose birthday?
My mom. If she
Wow,
was alive
she's a
today, she'd
Leo.
be 101.
She's a great person.
Yeah,
I'm
she
a
was
Leo.
a great person. Oh, you're a Leo?
Yeah, Carol, you have a
What's your
birthday coming up. I think
When is
Carol,
it?
aren't you, let's see, your birthday, what was it, August 6th?
Yeah.
Wow.
There you go.
My daughter is August 5th.
Oh, no wonder I like her.
Yeah. All these Leos. I'm surrounded by lions.
We're pretty cool
Lions and
people.
tigers and bears. Oh, my.
You're right. Yeah. So happy birthday, Mom. Miss you much. Love you like you were still
No,
here.
it was my
Thank
mother's
you.
birthday, too. She was born on August 6th, too.
Oh, really?
I was
Oh,
born
okay.
on her birthday.
Wow. Bet she was pissed.
I don't know what I'm going to do for my birthday. I don't usually do anything.
Well, you probably won't again. That's your MO. Why is it that you don't like to do anything on
I
your
don't like parties.
Really?
No, I do like dinners and that, but I don't like parties.
What is it that you don't like about a party?
Because I'm very private.
Well, that doesn't mean that, you still have a party and be private. Still have a public party. A PP. A public party. Have a private party with close and, people that you want to be around.
I don't want to be
That's how
around
you do it.
anybody.
Oh, you're just a grump.
Did I explain what a couch surfer is?
No, and we don't want to hear that.
Chris, you want to know what a couch surfer is?
Chris probably knows.
Okay, go
It's
ahead.
a person that never rents their own place. They just go crouch on people's couches till people kick them out.
Yeah, kick them the hell out of there.
Where they wear out their welcome.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes that's all they can do.
Is that your
You gotta be
phone that
careful.
you're looking at? Isn't that he
No,
gets on
I'm-
me?
I'm working on news articles, things that we're going to talk about today.
Well, if someone's on your couch that long and it starts to smell like their feet and ass, they got to go.
When your
gotta
couch
go, gotta go.
smells like that person, it's beyond the time to go.
Yeah, it should have been gone. Yeah,
Oh, absolutely.
that's beyond. I mean, that's beyond.
Now
falsified.
let's
You got-
step
you gotta
back
get
a
up out of
little.
there.
My cats don't smell.
Who said anything about your cats? You keep
You're
bringing
still
up
gonna smell
Think
like
about the
a
couch
cat.
surfer.
yeah. Well, on the
Oh,
couch.
the
sir.
couch surfer.
Since you brought it
Yeah.
up, you went straight to the kitties.
I'm not in a good mood today.
What's the matter, you? Did you take your medicine?
I did.
We have to call the nurse in to make sure you are fully medicated today.
Sometimes you can't talk to certain people before you have something to do because
Well,
they irritate you.
don't let it irritate you.
You know, much as I've been around you, I've never seen you sit and go on and on about,
The same old, same old.
yeah, who you are, and I'm this, and I have this, and I have that.
Because it doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't, because one day you might not have that.
And that's true. And I've been there, done that.
I have too.
Yeah.
See, there you go.
You know, I think we all have, and it doesn't miss anybody. And today, maybe we'll win the lottery, Lee.
Oh, please, let's pray on that.
And then you guys will never hear from me again. I'll be gone. Most people say, they go, well, would you keep working? Oh, yeah, I'm going to keep working at the factory. No, you won't.
Yeah. Yeah, my son says, play that song, I Will Always Love My Mama. I used to play that for her on her birthday every year. But, Corey, unfortunately, I can't play it because of copyright issues. And, you know, they will delist us from YouTube and Facebook for playing music. And they won't let us license or have the rights to play it, which is really kind of stupid. If you're willing to pay to play music, you know, like you do on a regular radio station or an internet station that plays music.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But if you stream through Facebook and YouTube and places like that, then they will block your stream for that particular stream. And if you continuously do it, they will delist you completely.
But don't you think sometimes they want to control who the big singers are?
Well, but why do that? What's the benefit in doing that?
But they do that.
But
I
what's
mean,
the benefit?
A lot of the people
There's
that
no
are
upside.
out and have been out for the last 8 years, aren't you a little tired of them?
Well, that has nothing to do with it. Here's the problem I have with what they're doing on YouTube and Facebook, is they're not allowing you to play music in your stream. But if you're willing to pay the BMI, ASCAP, CSAC, and whatever else licensing, then why not? That's more money for the artists and the publishers and the record labels and everybody else. Even for them, if they want to take a couple of pennies out of it, so be it. But don't say you just can't do it. That's stupid. It's taking away from our creativity. It's taking away more exposure for those artists that we would like to play. So the whole idea is backwards. Makes no damn sense. And I get irritated about it. I really do. And I wish, and it's not like you can even contact them and have a discussion. Maybe we should just go to Facebook and YouTube headquarters and protest in front of their building and make them come out and talk to us. Maybe that's what we need to do. Because you can't email them. You can't call them.
Well, YouTube's over by here, too.
Yeah, there is a YouTube over here, and there's a Yahoo. There's a little technology center over here. And
I know, it's made my value, my property go sky high, all these things opening.
what is that, Playa Vista?
I don't live in Playa Vista. I live in Culver City.
No, where they are located. And
No, that's
is that
not.
Playa Vista?
It's right on Centinela. I don't know if that's considered Playa Vista. I think that's part of Culver City or L.A.
When you go down
Playa
Centinela?
Vista is a community,
I understand that.
but that was there before Playa Vista. A lot of that stuff.
Are we talking about the same location?
Yeah, you go
Right off of
right down
Jefferson?
Centinela and you make a left. No, this isn't off of Jefferson. You can make a left up here and you'll see YouTube, Google, you'll see all those places.
Yeah, back in that little industrial
Yeah,
park area.
but I
That's not
think
Playa
that's
Vista?
considered LA or Culver City.
Oh, okay.
But you're getting all those people like they're
thought-
buying up all of Culver City, the marina,
Yeah.
Playa Vista. But people that haven't lived here, they don't know that when they're moving in Playa Vista, you stand the chance of blowing up one day.
Yeah, what is it, methane gas?
Methane. When I lived there, you should hear those alarms when they go off.
Yeah, I've heard them.
They made me sign a paper stating if I got cancer, they warned me.
They warned you.
They warned me that I could get cancer.
So that means you can't sue them.
True. They warn people. You can go in the restaurants, you'll see things up there.
Yeah, little
They'll
warning
tell you
signs.
about the evacuation if you have
Yeah, I
to.
stopped at a coffee shop over there one day, and I heard this. "Beep." What the hell is that?
It's scary.
The methane gas alarm. And people are buying condos and renting.
Buying
Apartments
them,
over
they're more buying than renting.
Well, that's crazy. I wouldn't do it.
I have
Because sooner or
no
later,
choice.
it's going to impact your property value. Let one person come up with cancer, and they link it to that, then
No,
boom.
what'll happen is years ago in the Fairfax area, there's oil wells down there that were capped, underground and methane. One day during the day, it was years and years ago, it blew up. People were in Ross's, it blew the roof right off.
Wow.
So you have a lot of the young people that live there now because that was the older people's area.
Yeah.
They got the hell out of there.
I don't blame them.
So you got all these young kids living there. Yeah, I live in the La Brea district. I live in those apartments. You're like, yeah, honey, well, one day you might be sitting up in the sky. Because they don't tell these kids that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
many
but
years
with
ago.
the methane, that's even worse. And then what's even worse is they were not supposed to build on this. This was land preserved for wildlife, and
Right.
it's swampland basically.
Yeah.
It's all landfilled. When I lived there, I watched places go up. In 2 months, I would see 3 and 4 apartment buildings. So the contractors would laugh, the people that were working for them, because they're not built well. Like in the coffee bean there, the floor is uneven.
Yeah. Well,
So
that's their
they don't
settlement.
spend a lot of time building these because it can go up, and it will go up one day.
Well, it also can sink because, like you said, it's built
It
on
will
landfill.
sink. If there's an
and it was-
earthquake, it'll sink like quicksand.
Yeah, that's what happened up there in San Francisco, right along the bay there. There were a lot of houses built right there on landfill. And when they had that big earthquake, what was that, in 1991? You could walk from the ground and step up on the roof of the building, of a 3-story building that once was there. So it pancaked. It just went straight down. And it was crazy. I remember driving by those. There was some beautiful places once upon a time.
That's why you see more young people living there, because a lot of them don't realize
They
this.
don't know.
I don't think they put it in big letters like they did with me, because I had to live there for a year, and I stayed nervous because those alarms went off constantly. I don't think they go off as much now because they don't want to lose it. And then they make these people pay. There's a hidden fee they pay when they move in there. It's a lot of people that are with Google and YouTube, young kids that are making big bucks. But they don't know the jeopardy they're putting their lives in. See, because DreamWorks originally was building there. And then they wouldn't let them because people protested it. So they turned around and some big contractor, he was able to do it. But there's a lot of hidden secrets over in that area. A lot of hidden secrets in Playa Vista. Now, if you cross Lincoln, that wild reserve, they can't touch. And you'll see, if you go walking in there, you'll see it's like a little swamp and that in there. And you'll see.
That's below the hill where those houses are hanging off the hill.
Yeah, I walk there
exactly
sometimes. I'll walk around it. And when they first did this, it was really sad. I'd be walking in the marina, but on the other side of where I walk, and I'd see little foxes. Because one day I was walking with a friend.
I see those foxes all the time.
Yeah, you do. And my friend said, "Look at that cute little red dog." I said, "Honey, that ain't a dog. That's a fox. It ain't no
little red-tailed
it's
fox.
a fox." Do you know those assholes out there started poisoning those foxes? The people that I would go out there and they were
disgusting.
Always dead.
Come on now.
And it really made me angry because we took over their land.
Is that your phone buzzing?
Yeah, but it's off.
No, it isn't. You got to hit that button one more
No,
time.
it can be on because I'm expecting a client to call.
Oh.
It was his earlier, you guys.
No, it wasn't. Mine is muted.
Oh, it was yours earlier because I looked down.
Vibrator is off.
Sometimes I think we're married.
No. If we were married, I would have shot you a long time ago.
I would have
Oh, no, not shot.
I would have poisoned your house.
I believe that.
Poison
Oh,
shot. Gee.
Lord.
At least I would have light bulbs. I can't get up to get to my light bulbs because the kid that lived there was doing that for me. He was a lot taller than me. And I have light bulbs out and I can't get up and I can't get my water in the house.
You got issues.
Well,
You better stop being nice to
I
people.
might have to let Jim move back.
Poor Jim. No, I think that would be a disaster. Jim would probably end up shooting you or eating your cat.
No, I was pretty easy to get along with. Anybody will tell you that stays them. You're around me. Am I really hard to get along with?
No, you're not hard to get along with. No.
I'm very agreeable.
Well, maybe.
If I don't feel like being around you, I don't come around.
That's true.
And I'm used to people, if they make a date with me to have dinner, I don't get mad because I do the same shit to them.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say, "Oh, yeah, I'll bring you something by," and I don't show up. So I can't really stay mad. But I just wondered, does everybody have fears as you start getting older? Are you going to be homeless? What if something happens to one of your kids and you have to raise more kids?
Yeah, sure. You
Do you
have
think
to be
about
careful.
those things?
Of course.
Yes.
Well,
I don't know why I do that a lot lately, and I got to quit doing that.
Well, you got to do it in moderation. I mean, you got to coach your kids and tell them, based on your experience, of course, what to do and what not to do.
Well, I think
but
a lot
it's up
of
to
it
them.
is I worry about my one daughter who's sick. She's
Well, of
not
course.
going to get better.
Well, but what can you do about it? What can you do? You try to make her comfortable the best that you can.
My daughter's like Lee. She works her ass off, and I can't feel sorry for people that are sick and not as sick as her that don't do a damn thing. They just sit and collect whatever they can.
Well, that's moochers.
And that's
Some people like to mooch and do little or nothing at all and live off the entitlements.
like, sometimes I get
People do that.
irritated with Lee because he won't take no time off to do something fun once in a while. And
I don't have
Josefa
time.
does the same thing, but you got to make time. You're only
Well,
going to live once.
Well, that's true. Yeah. But you have to prioritize what's most important to you. So is it, to me, to go to a movie or a concert or hang out at the beach is not much of a priority. I guess maybe because I've done a lot of that in my life. So it's not that big of a deal. I'm not impressed with it. It's just another concert in my mind. And every now and then, if it's something I really, really want to do, then I might figure out how to do it. But just on every weekend, let's go do something. No, that's not me.
No. So for example, you got a day off and you're resting. What would you do for that day off for yourself? Well, how would you, have a good day for yourself?
Are you asking me or him?
You go.
I would find something to do. I don't have a lot of friends. I probably have a couple. I have Lee as a friend. I would probably
Can you auction me off?
I like to go to dinner, and if there's a free concert, I try to get up and do something. I don't want to lay in my room and sleep, which maybe when I was younger I would do that. I'd say, I'm going to lay in bed today. And it's funny because I work very hard. But when I do have a time off, I want to go do something. I don't want to sit there. And he never wants to do nothing. He's always working, or he's always at the studio. And it's like, you're not the only person here. Let someone else be here sometimes. Let's get in the car and let's drive to San Diego and eat lunch.
Shoot. Only if somebody's paying for that trip. I'm all about that bottom line.
So now you're a little hooker.
Yeah, well, so I'm Uber Lee.
But you're not always Uber Lee.
Well, but that's what I need to do. I got to make it do what it do. I'm all about that money, that mean green. Now, if I had a day to do nothing, and that would, I guess it would also depend on a few other variables, but let's just say okay, Lee, there's nothing for you to do. What would you like to do?
Would you like to have sex?
Have sex?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
No, I would like to have a king size bed.
He doesn't.
Fresh sheets, fresh out of the dryer with that fabric stuff on it, that smells really good.
Wait. Go back to the non-sex thing before you get to this whole bed stuff.
Wait a minute. Hold on. You can't interrupt my dream. Come on.
All right.
Damn. Between you and Carol, I got to tell you, I'm going to start exercising the turn off your mic rule.
But we do want to know.
Okay, but I'm trying to tell you.
Okay, I'm sorry. You're absolutely right. Finish your point, then go back to the second part.
Y'all treat me like a damn Republican now.
No.
You ask me a question, and then when I start answering it, you don't like my answer. Or maybe I'm just taking too long. Okay.
No. Go right ahead.
Okay. I would just sleep for 12 damn hours.
He does do that.
That's what I would do. If I had a day to myself to do whatever I wanted to do, I'd do a 12-hour sleep in.
Now, I'm going to tell you all why, though, because he doesn't take no breaks. All he ever does is work.
Well,
and he's here working. He'll go home and...
Like today is my long day here at the Power of Voices.
You don't have to be here. There's other people.
Well, but there aren't any other people. It's just Josefa and myself. And an occasional intern will pop in and out, but they're not consistent. then when you start training people to do stuff, then they stop coming. So it's, you got to do what you got to do. You got to make it happen.
Yeah.
So.
Him and Josefa, if she takes a day off, it's not a day off. She's home folding all the clothes in the house. Getting rid of stuff in the garage so she could bring more stuff in. Because I've seen her do this for years now. We'll clear it out, and it's right back.
She's going to get mad at you now.
No, I tell her this. I would tell her this myself. She knows that. But she never takes a break, and she needs to. Go out and enjoy life a little.
Yeah.
You're a beautiful woman. He's a good-looking man.
Well, she's doing what she wants to do. If you try to tell her to do something different, she's not going to do it. She's not.
Sometimes
she just lost her dad, and she's still like a little beaver.
No, I'm not talking about the dad thing. I'm talking about.
Well, I'm just saying.
She's always busy. It wouldn't matter what.
That's my point.
Josefa can do things. We went to Home Depot, and we bought, I don't know if it was a bunch of bricks or something, and she's going to load them in the car. I said, no, you're not going to load those in the car. They got men here to do that. I went and got a man. I told her, you don't need to come here and do this, but Josefa will do that. She will get home with those bricks.
Yep.
And she will lift every one of them. It might be 1,000 pounds of bricks, but she will lift every one of them.
Yeah.
Some
people build like that.
She will build her own walls. I used to be a lot like her, but I got away from doing that. People tell me, don't you ever take a break?
Yeah.
I would paint my own places. I'd patch stuff. I can do all that. I just can't get up to the light bulbs because people borrowed my long ladders, and I can't get up there.
Well, see, I'm kind of the same way. I do less manual labor now than I used to. I would rather work and hire someone else to do that. I don't like to do yard work because I did that crap when I was young. And as a kid, I used to cut grass and trim hedges and stuff like that out in. Yeah,
I've never been that kind of person. When I had my house in Santa Monica, I put a bunch of seeds through them and in the right dirt, watered them, and as the flowers grew, whatever it was, that's what it was.
But you had to get out, at least go out there and do that.
Yeah, I just dug a little and buried seeds. I had huge sunflowers. Mm-hmm. People would drive by and take pictures because they never seen anything that big. But Josefa works more than anybody I think I know, besides Lee.
Yeah, she's busy.
And sometimes it just bothers me. That's why sometimes you say, hey, sit down, take a break, hon.
Yeah.
You need a break.
But, some people, no matter what you say to them, they're just not going to do it. Because that's just who they are.
I'm proud of her little garden that she's growing, like her avocados. Mm-hmm. Of course, Jack or one of them went up and knocked some down.
Well, I think that could be part of it, but I think it was being overwatered. The avocados were getting too heavy. They just fall off.
No, it was a little tiny avocado.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They will fall off.
Yeah. But anyway, I don't know. That's just how some people are. They don't know when to exhale, stop doing whatever. And I guess I'm stuck in that syndrome, but I've got some things I'm trying to accomplish. So the only way to get that done is just get on the grind and make it happen. It's not going to happen otherwise.
I used to be, but when I broke my shoulder, it's been almost 2 years now. Mm-hmm. I can't do those things because all of a sudden I can't even lift my arm to put my hair in a ponytail. So I have to be careful. Otherwise, I'd probably be painting my own house.
I didn't know you were lefty.
Yeah. That's why I'm so smart.
Southpaw.
Yeah, most lefties are pretty smart.
Yeah.
Obama is a lefty.
That's right.
My son Corey is a lefty.
I think we're smart, too, common sense-wise.
Some are.
I'm just paying all these bills. I'm not too happy.
Can I give you a couple to take care of over there, too? While
no, I worry sometimes.
Bill-paying mode.
When I see different people like that Sam Shepard passing away and people dying, I go, gosh, I hope I never get no bad disease.
We have to say farewell to Bobby Taylor and the Vancouvers. You remember that group? No? He was on Motown, and he also was the person who introduced the Jackson 5 to Motown. It was not Diana Ross. It was Bobby Taylor.
You know what? There's a young Jackson. I posted his video of him yesterday. Listen to him sing. And you can't play that because it isn't on radio.
Well,
This kid, if he gets the right, if he gets the right manager.
Which Jackson is this?
One of the younger Jacksons. It's Jermaine's one of his wives that was
Stonewall
living at Havenhurst
Jackson.
that they made him move.
Stonewall.
Her move from there. She's a beautiful woman. She was Randy Jackson's woman first because they have a son together named Randy.
So they passed her around.
No, Jermaine's a dog. That's what it is. Jermaine's a dog.
She was a pass around.
No, I can't say that. Jermaine's a dog.
Well, I mean, she had to have something to do with
yes,
it.
she's a dog too.
Okay.
They shouldn't have
There
did
you
that
go,
to
Bow Wow.
Randy.
Around the way, girl.
But if you
Woof,
get a
woof.
chance, play this kid's voice. I was
Yeah.
blown away.
Cool. Now, this is
One
You-
of the
you-
it's Jermaine. It must be his son if it's she was
Yeah.
married to him.
Stonewall Jackson. There you go.
there you go.
But
He's been around a
But
while.
no, this is a young kid.
That's right.
Yeah.
This
Now
kid-
we're just messing with him.
This kid could
We
sing
know. But you say, where would I find this song?
right on my page. I
Oh.
posted it. I'm pretty sure.
And where'd you get it from?
They're all on my page. Remember, I worked with the Jacksons.
I know that, but I mean, is it on YouTube or?
Facebook.
Okay.
Singing it on Facebook.
Okay.
Let me
So
see if I
that's
can
the.
find
Yeah.
it.
Who's on first?
I don't know. I don't know who's home.
God, that girl in those boobs. I just don't
Nobody's
get
home.
it. Yeah, here it is. I'm going to share it with both of you.
Okay.
Listen
For
to
both
this
of yous.
kid sing.
Yeah. Right.
Both of you.
The both of you.
So where are you from? Wisconsin?
Okay, Apollo. Don't act like Apollo, because he was.
No. I mean, no. It was very distinctive. It reminds me of like New York accents. Hey, come here, use. Where you
Well,
from?
my
you from?
mother is from New York,
Yeah, but some people in
Okay, well,
Illinois
there
say
you go.
that too.
and my family lives in New York.
Yep, Bridgeport.
Yeah. Exactly.
You should play this guy for people to hear him. He's.
I don't want us to
young.
get kicked off the air.
No, this is on his Facebook. He's sitting there,
Oh, so it's
and they walk in and they see him.
Oh,
he's
okay.
playing
So
it.
it's
He's
not a-
The young Jackson kids are gorgeous.
it's not a recorded song. He's just
No, he's singing live
okay with music.
music. He's playing a piano.
Oh, okay.
I just sent it to you. Listen to it.
All right. Okay. I'm gonna do it.
They were going to do a reality show. Remember, Taj and them did one, the 3T, and
Yeah. Is that still on?
no, I don't think they wanted to continue. They're doing a radio show too, and they have the D.G. Jackson Foundation. They do a radio show, I think, about people that have lost family members, or
Yeah.
people that have had somebody killed.
You know what? It's interesting because the Sunday night show I do, talk show that I'm part of. We
And where is
interviewed
that at?
Tito Jackson. Oh, here comes the plug. This shameless. The Cool Out Radio Show Sunday evenings at 10 p.m. Central Time on WVON, WVON.com, and iHeartRadio.
Okay. And what
Interviewed
happened?
Tito Jackson. Yeah, we interviewed Tito. Good guy.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Tito's.
Oh,
cool.
I love Tito.
Yeah.
When I used to work with his sons, I really liked Tito.
Yeah.
One of the nicest guys.
Yeah. He is nice. I've met them all, and Tito is. You know, I like them all.
I'm glad to
But
see
Tito is different.
he's out doing music.
That's good.
Yes, he is. He's promoting his new CD. It's Tito Time.
Tito time.
I love
That's right.
All
I
right.
think he's on my page.
That's the name of the album.
That's the name of the album. That's
cool.
it. It's good. I mean, we played one of his cuts, man. It's well, you know, for those of you who do line dancing or steppers, or step dancers, we call it here steppers music.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, man, he's doing some good stuff. As a matter of fact, I asked him what artists you ever wanted to perform with or currently doing. So you're gonna do stuff with like Earth, Wind and Fire and the Commodores and some other people he admired throughout the years. Now he's working with them on various touring dates.
Excellent. Yeah, Lionel Richie and Mariah Carey was here in L.A. at the Hollywood Bowl last night.
Yeah, you mentioned that. How'd that go?
I talked to a guy this morning. He said Mariah did about 45 minutes. She was the opening act. And he said, her vocals were good, not outstanding. And a lot of it was tracks. But he said Lionel was very, very good.
I hinted to so many people to take me there.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
They didn't hear you?
No.
Who?
They missed the hits. They missed it.
Listen to this kid. This is Michael.
Let me back it up.
Carol Jackson, Tito's son, sings like this too.
You should not get thrown in a Facebook jail.
7 million people in the world trying to fit in. Keep it together. Smile on your face.
No,
you know
Facebook
your heart
jail.
is frowning. But hey now.
It was really a surreal moment. When I walked in and Jafar was singing, because he doesn't sing in front of people that
That's
much.
Randy Jr. talking
That's
right now.
when I knew that he was comfortable in front of everybody, and this is our home, and it's just a new chapter.
As long as you love me, I'll be a platinum, I'll be a silver, I'll be a gold. As long as you love.
When I saw the piano and hearing my brother sing, I was really happy because we had so many limits living with my grandmother in Havenhurst. We weren't allowed to be us. This is our first time actually having our own house, and it feels pretty amazing.
Love me, I'll be a soldier, fighting.
That's his
After
mother.
all that we have endured, divorce,
I'll be a hover.
Michael's death,
You could be my destiny.
leaving the house where my kids grew up, and now to walk in and see my kids flourish, be open, and be themselves is the happiest moment as a parent.
La 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 la, love me, love me.
I'm not gonna do the rap.
So that's Randy's son.
No, that's Jermaine's son. The other one was Randy's son.
Okay. So this lady.
That lady was Randy's woman, and she ended up.
Marrying Jermaine.
Yeah, Jermaine.
Oh, this is too much, man. I just can't handle it. I can't process this. It's too
Jermaine-
complicated.
Passed it
Jermaine's a little bit of a dog.
A little
bit.
Okay.
So she ended up with Jermaine, and they have those kids, beautiful kids.
Okay.
Wasn't that
But
like
then
your
he
uncle and
ended
stuff
up
like
with
that?
he ended up with a woman from the Middle East.
Middle East, yeah.
Because he was married to her the same time he was with her.
Oh.
But I guess there was issues going on, so Catherine
Double
had
down.
them. They had moved.
Well, I mean, if
She's
he
got to be in her 40s. She's got to be
Really?
about 40 because Terrell Jackson's got to be almost 40.
really see that's hard for me to process.
Yeah, because Kim Kardashian and all those people went to school together. I used to do all their hair. Remember, I used to barb her.
Yeah.
So I did them for all their videos, everything. I'll give you my video you can play one day when I'm doing them on their video.
But you won't cut my hair, right?
I don't have clippers any longer, and I don't cut any longer.
See? That's what friends are for.
People that I used to cut will tell you that I was probably one of the best barbers. You've never seen lines or pieces of hair missing.
Wow. Yeah, Shama, it is awkward with the pass around, in the family like that among brothers. I don't know if I could do that. That's
Come on, man.
No,
You're
I can't
one of
do
the
it.
Jacksons. It's not like you have problem getting women.
right. That's my point. So why do you
Right.
need to do that? Why can't she be your former sister-in-law and leave it alone?
That's just lazy.
So
Go right ahead.
this just continues to grow like a snowball rolling down a snow-covered hill. It's growing. All right. So it's being said now from reliable sources, several, not just one person, saying that the president actually dictated the response about the purpose of the meeting with the Russian lawyer. the statement included.
That
well,
was
it was
all over the news too this morning.
Yeah, and it started yesterday. Yeah, it's all a lie. It's a lie to cover up the original lie. The fact of the matter is, if the president dictated the response, then he's a part of this ongoing lie and crime.
Can I ask you a question? Did he really say Pence will not be president as long as, if he leaves office, Pence will not be president? Is that his next target?
Well, he might try to get rid of Pence, but I don't know how he's going to pull that one off. Let me tell you something. A member of the Congress would probably go over to the West Wing and shoot at him if he tried to pull something like that. I mean, no, he can't do that. It's just no, that's not going to happen. But he's going to shoot himself because they keep coming up with more lies to cover up the original lie. And he's been lying since day one. And he confused ignorant people into voting for him. And look, if you thought that this guy was honest about anything, you're ignorant. I'm just telling it like it is. I'm not making it up. I'm not trying to be mean-spirited, but you got bamboozled. You were lied to. What has he done? What has he done? A bunch of executive orders just to overturn anything that Obama did because he has a personal vendetta against our former president. And as history will tell it, he will never stack up against President Barack Obama or George W. Bush for that matter. I'll take GW right now. Anybody but this fool. He is a self-serving, complete moron. No, he's not. He's smart. We're stupid. If you voted for him, he got you. And shame on you, not paying attention to what was really going on. And that's just the way it is. His sons are liars. His son-in-law is a liar. His daughter is a liar. His wife is smart enough to not say much, but even if she did, you probably wouldn't understand it. At least I wouldn't. I can't handle the accents. But let me just tell you, folks, the bottom line is very simple. This guy is not fit to be president of the United States of America. He's not. Now, he's got the former military guy coming in as his chief of staff. Something's going to go wrong there. Now, everybody says he's an outstanding guy and he's done good work.
Well, they might not like him because he made a statement about Jared Kushner and all of them that they will all take orders from him.
Well, that's the way it should be.
And he made that quite clear.
Well, he might get away with it for a while until the family dinners down in Mar-a-Lago and they get to whining and crying to the big daddy. Well, why do I have to talk to him? Why do I have always to talk to you? Well, listen, this is where it's got to be. But, you can still call me. That's what he's going to do. Go through him, but, call me first. And when he comes to me with it, I'll give it a nod or not. That's what's going to happen. You can't teach an old dog new tricks. And he's a one-trick pony. It's all about him. He might throw his son under the bus. He might. It wouldn't surprise me.
I can see that. Yeah, I can see that.
But there's never been in my lifetime a more dysfunctional administration than the one we have right now. 6 months, 7 people gone. What does that mean? Now let's examine that. If you rush to fail, as my dad used to say, which is clear what he did, or just completely ignorant as to how to put together an administration, not listening to your advisors, or you got bad advice from your advisors. The bottom line is you can't reset your administration 6 months in. If you're forced to do that, that means you made some bad decisions from day one. Did you hear me? You made bad decisions from day one. So what's the promise? Is it going to get better? Are you eventually going to listen to people? Or are you going to continue to act on your own and continue to make bad decisions, because that's what's been happening. The President of the United States, if he's smart, will listen to the people he surrounds himself with that know more about various things than he does. This guy's never been in politics before. He's never run for a public office before, never held one. So what makes you think that he would understand even the process of how the government really works? I don't think he's that smart. I don't think he's that well read. I don't think he's that plugged in to know it just off the top of his head. And he certainly doesn't have the experience. So when you don't have the experience, you surround yourself with people that are experts in various fields. There was promise there when he had Priebus in there as his chief of staff. At least he understands the Republican Party. He ran it pretty successfully. So I got to give him credit for that. But I think what really happened with that, with Priebus and the president, Priebus thought that he could go in there and guide this guy, surround him with people that made sense and to prop him up. But the ego shot all of the make sense, the common sense stuff down. Nobody can tell this man what to do or what not to do. If he was receptive to that, he wouldn't have gone through 7 people by now. And some of those people actually resigned. Even one of his lawyers quit. And think back, folks. And I can't think of the lawyer's name, but he was an outside lawyer. He quit right about the time that this Russian thing started blowing up. He was probably the lawyer that said to him, Mr. President, no, don't do that. Don't put that statement out there. And he did it anyway. Any lawyer worth his salt, any lawyer that has any feelings about his own legacy and credibility would walk away from a guy like this. You'd walk away from him because he's a walking keg of dynamite and he's eventually going to explode. Like he says he wants the Obamacare to implode. Well, that's what he's doing to himself. And I think that's probably going to be the ending. He's going to keep lying and paint himself into a corner that he can't get out of.
Well, I have to agree about what you said about 45 not being well learned. Like, for example, this whole past few days, news-wise, just been, curiouser and curiouser when he goes out to speak in Long Island, New York, to the law enforcement officers.
Oh, that was stupid.
And he makes statements like, we know how that went. I mean, it was just, well, once again, he's the classic open mouth insert Yaz.
Mm-hmm.
And he says things that are not politically correct. Case in point, not only does he tell pretty much condoning police brutality to citizens and law enforcement, he goes on to use terms like paddy wagon.
Yeah.
Now, for those of you out there not familiar with the term, Irish people, when they would get into, say, scuffs on the street or bars and get drunk, they would be called, the authorities called the police. They come out and get them and put them in a police wagon, which was started nickname paddy wagons. It was for Irish people of Irish descent. Now, you can't use that nowadays. Of course, you're giving a brief history lesson, but here's the current sitting president using that type of dialect. So you're not even cognizant of the language you're using.
He doesn't care either.
Oh, not at all.
And it's just like when they came back and tried to cover up his bad statements there with the police and say, hey, when they're putting their head in the car, don't protect them. Let them bump their heads. And the police in Suffolk County, they didn't appreciate that comment. Because there is a thing called humanity, and you're innocent until proven guilty. But even if you're proven guilty, you don't abuse the inmate. You don't. That's not how things work. It shouldn't be that way. Oh, you kill somebody, so we're just going to dog you out. Well, look. You go through the legal process. If you're found guilty, you do the time or you get electrocuted or gassed or whatever the punishment is. It's not for the police to decide, to be the judge and the jury and the executor too. That's not the job of a cop. It's not. It's not supposed to be that way. They become vigilantes then. And that's not cool. then it just creates a bigger problem because then the cops do what they want to do. And you don't want that. You really don't.
No, not at all.
So the bottom line is they had to put out a thing and say, well, he was just joking about, the police abusing people. Can't you take a joke? No, that was not a joke.
No, it wasn't.
You don't joke about it. See, that just shows you another thing about this guy's character.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't know how to be presidential. You're not a damn comedian. You're not doing one of these stupid reality shows. You are now the leader of the free world. And as Americans, we don't present ourselves that way. We don't want a president presenting himself and representing us in that way. It's out of line. What part of that doesn't he understand? He doesn't care because he's selfish. It's all about him. And I'm going to do what I want to do.
That's right.
Plain and simple. I've watched a lot of the newscasts or commentary casts. I have to be careful about how you describe these so-called news show, but commentary shows. Right. And they're interviewing different experts and what have you, giving opinions. And that's all good and well. The problem is he disregards anything anybody says about him. It never penetrates. Even some of these people are giving some good advice that the president ought to adhere to. But will he? No. I don't think it's in him. I don't think he's capable of processing good advice. You can tell him, it goes in one ear and right out the other because Donald Trump is going to do what he wants to do because that's his MO. That's the way he's been all his life. He's always been able to weasel out, beat people down, not pay people, fire people, disrespect people, and do what the hell he wants to do at the end of the day. Because I got more money than you. That's a dangerous man in the position that he's in.
Yeah, and he's made a lot of evil people come out.
Yeah.
They're doing some really mean stuff.
No question.
Like some of these cops are taking it. I seen one with a teenage kid. He looked like he was white, and they had him kind of handcuffed down, and they were tasering him. They just kept doing it.
Yeah, you got a person in handcuffs. What do you need to tase him for?
Yeah, what's he going to do?
Come on, you got 4 or 5 big 250-pound cops standing around, and you got to tase a guy, and you got him in handcuffs already? Please.
It's like
that's over the top.
The little short Latin female cop. The kid was on a bike. He had been up on the sidewalk, and she did everything she could till she could arrest her. He did nothing wrong, this young black kid. Nothing.
And,
he's putting power where people think that's what they can do.
What? Yeah, exactly. It's that false power. Empowerment, So, c'est la vie.
Yeah. I'm really starting to believe there's going to be some pushback between the president and newly sworn in White House Chief of Staff John Kelly, because for what I watch these news programs, Kelly is brought in to bring order inside the White House. And right now it's all chaos and scrambling around, and nobody really have authoritative type or protocol to do things. So he's brought in there to bring order. But an interesting caveat to the story is that retired General, now Chief of Staff John Kelly, said that he did not approve of what the president did when it came to James Comey. He respects Comey. Comey was respected on both sides of the aisle as FBI director. And he said that from the beginning, he's on record by saying that he did not agree with what the president did when it came to James Comey. So with that going into his new role, you're already going to see some butting of the heads between both men. And you know how 45 is. If you get more press than he does, then hey, you got to go.
That's your ASS.
That's it.
Dead man walking. Kelly called Comey and shared his displeasure right after the president fired Comey. And he says
right, sure did.
he was so upset. He said, "Hey, I might just quit myself because of the way you were treated." Well, as it turns out, obviously he did not. Instead of quitting, he got a bump. I guess it's a bump up from the position he had. But, you know, I don't know if I want to be that close to this kind of idiot as the president. I don't think so. But more importantly, now this says something about Kelly. If Kelly truly felt that way when he called Comey and said, Comey, my homie, the president just did you wrong. I don't like what he did. And I just might quit myself. So was that just bovine feeding? Was that just, you know, hey, man, we cool and I got your back, but I wouldn't do that, really. Obviously, this guy's character it should be in question as well. Because if you're going to take the time and call a, quote, friend, colleague, and voice your displeasure about how or why he was fired, if you meant that, you would not take this new position. If you, a real guy, a stand-up kind of guy, if you really believe that Comey was done wrong, then you should resign. You should say, hey, look, you know, I don't agree with the direction of this administration. I'm going to moonwalk out of here. Bye-bye. That's a stand-up guy. So Kelly must not be a stand-up guy, or he likes to hear himself talk. If he likes to hear himself talk and he's got a fair amount of ego, this relationship ain't going to work anyway. Like you said, they're going to bump heads sooner or later. Now, the president did give him what he wished for. He wanted scary, not scare, Moochie. He wanted him out. So he gave him that. What's the big deal? He's just another victim. Another rich guy got fired. Big deal. He probably, you know, cut a deal with him, say, look, Mooch, got to let you go. You know, you did get a little over the top on the language. And listen, I got a new chief of staff. And, you know, I know you're not going to want to report to him. So let's just let it go. And listen, don't worry about it. I'll have my son call you and we'll get you some nice business somewhere outside of the country. And you won't have to pay taxes.
That would not surprise.
No, that's how they work. That's how they work.
Yeah. Well, hell, if that's the case, then Mooch was probably brought in just to do a quick hatchet job and then get the hell up out of there.
That could be part of the strategy as well. I thought about that last night.
Right.
Absolutely.
He was probably right. He was probably in line to come in there and get rid of Priebus.
Yep. And that was the big payback because he didn't like him anyway because Priebus didn't want him involved.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Same reason Donald Trump ran for the presidency because Obama embarrassed him at the what was it? The
White House
Correspondents' Dinner. Yeah. Kicked his butt. He went home with raw balls after that meeting.
He sure did.
He was upset, personally offended that this president, this black president, this illegitimate citizen of the United States called him out and made his friends laugh at him. That hurt him.
Oh, yeah. Couldn't take it.
No, he could not. That brought all the raw blood out. And when he decided to step out there and run, he ran with all that vinegar in his blood, all that hot sauce. And he just came out blazing, crazy mad, and woke up the living dead. The mean, nasty, racist, low-down, dirty dogs in this country, and made them feel good about being a racist. It's okay, because back in the days, we would have carried him out on a stretcher. And he insulted his voters, the people that loved him. Y'all are so stupid. If I go out and shoot somebody in Times Square, y'all will still support me. What kind of crap is that, man? How stupid is the American public? Very. Now we're finding out that the voting machines are very easily hacked. Young people at this convention hacked into one of the machines in 1 minute, 40 seconds. That easy. So what makes you think that this election wasn't hacked? And I keep saying it every day. We need a new election. This is a tampered election. How can we live with it? How can we say he is the president of the United States on the real, legitimately? We can't say that. There's no evidence to say it. We can count the votes by hand. We can count what we see, what we have in hand, but is that the real results? The votes that are counted, were they tainted? If you can get inside these voting machines, and if there's 5,000 votes out of that particular machine, and 500 of them went to Trump, and 4,900 went to Hillary, legitimately, but the machine was hacked and flipped that result, I mean, that's tampering. That's not accurate. So if they can get inside that machine, they can do anything with the data.
Oh, of course.
They can edit the results of that data, make it what they want it to be. That's why I say this election was stolen. It's not legitimate, and we need a new vote. Now, and I've had this conversation with a number of friends and, colleagues in the business. They said, well, Lee, it'll be too expensive. No. Whatever it costs. Maybe we don't need to have a new campaign. They don't need to raise new money. But, and we know what the issues are. We know what they campaigned on. Let's have one more debate. Have them throw rocks at each other one more time. And then go to the polls again. And let's see if the results are different. Now, one might say, well, yeah, Lee, but, the attitude has changed. The only reason the attitude against Knucklehead has changed is because the truth is being shown. More facts are coming out about what this guy's all about. But who brought all that on? He did. At his own little nasty fingers on the keyboard of his cell phone. With all these mean-spirited tweets, he has created his own monster. Now that monster is hanging from his balls, pulling on him. So, hey, bro, it's your ugly baby. You got to nurture it now. You created it. So,
there you go.
I didn't do it. You did it. You lied. Nobody had a gun to your head to make you lie. You did it because that's who you are. There's no other way of looking at it.
That's it. That's all.
So why can't we man up and be a proud nation and say, this is what needs to happen? If we're going to save the credibility to our allies and to third world countries that we go into to make them more democratic and to have a legitimate election, and we can't get it right, shame on us. Let's fix it. You want to make America great again? No. Let's show our greatness. Let's show our real true blood. Let's show the world that we mean what we say and we live by what we do. And we're capable of making mistakes. To me, we look better when we say, hey, we had a boo-boo, and we're going to fix it. We're going to do it right this time. We didn't realize that there was a Wizard of Oz behind that curtain that was mean-spirited and wanted to reshape the outcome of our election. Well, we can't go for that. I can't go for that. Hall & Oates, ladies and gentlemen.
There you go.
So let's fix it. Now, I realize that there's a lot of hearsay. There's a lot of reports coming out. We have an ongoing investigation, and we'll have to, unfortunately, wait for that. Unless something else pops up and there's a clear indictment. If Trump comes out and cleans with a clean slate and say, yeah, I did say that, ladies and gentlemen. I did dictate the response for my son. Those were my words. It was a lie. It's not the way it happened. Then you have an admission. Then you're fired, Mr. President. Out of here. Goodbye. And by the way, as you're walking out of the West Wing there, take all these other knuckleheads with you. Your whole administration is tainted. It smells. It's poisoned. Get it all out of here. Take it with you. That's what needs to happen. Will America do the right thing? That is a $64,000 question.
I think it's the most admirable thing to do. It's very admirable, but I don't think it would happen because of the red tape. Because, for example, if we did have a committee or some force of power that would come forward and say, you know what, we need to have a re-election and things of that nature, then you have people come forward, okay, if we do this, then let's go back to when Obama was elected for 2 terms. Let's go back further. I think it might be, well, you know how people are. They're gonna because some people don't want to call foul. These people who put their money and back behind Trump are going to say, okay, you know what, if we must do this, then let's go back and see if the Obama administration or how he was elected wasn't tampered with either.
Well, they can do that. They can spend time and money and effort on that. They're going to find out that was a straight up, the outcome was what it was. I don't believe that the Democratic Party went in there and fudged that. Do you think the Russians went in and to help the black man to become president? Hell no.
I personally don't think so. What I'm saying is, you're gonna have those people that come forward, probably with some leverage, and say, you know what, we got to go back and question the whole administration for the 2 terms that Obama was in office.
How far back you want to go? You want to go to GW and then his dad and Reagan and Carter and all of that?
I really think they'll do that.
Yeah, then you know what? Yeah. That ain't gonna work. Hey, Frankie checking in. What's up, girl?
Hey guys, how you doing?
We're doing good.
All right, how you doing, Frankie?
So what are you guys talking about? Because I heard something about the Wizard of Oz thing, and I'm like, no, I never thought of him that way. I thought of him as being clear and present danger to America.
Oh,
I thought of him being a psychopath, arrogant, yuck. I don't even want to say half the words on here, but I never thought of him as the Wizard of Oz, or no.
Well, it's kind of a metaphor of the guy behind the curtain representing one thing through his words, but in reality, that's not the reality.
You think
it's
that? I never thought he was the guy behind the curtain. He's always been upfront with what he's doing, and he's always been crazy about it.
Well,
I don't understand how people literally took everything that he said and went, oh, he's going to be a great president. What? Are you insane? Have you lost your ever-living mind?
Well, I guess I'm looking at him kind of as the Wizard of Oz. He wasn't telling the truth. Some of the things that he was saying, he was pandering to people that he knew felt that way. That's how he got their vote. Some of their, so that's when I refer to it as the Wizard of Oz. He was running some deception, some skullduggery, lying to people, pandering to people who had hate built into their heart and soul. So he woke them up.
And he also fed on their fears. That's how he
no question.
Does his
big fear campaign. Painted everybody around him as the boogeyman, the boo-boo man. And he was the golden child. I'm the savior. I'm going to come to the party on a white horse and the white hat. I'm the guy that's going to clean this mess up. I'm going to get rid of the swamp. He ain't doing nothing.
No golden child. He was a plate of shit.
Well,
here you go.
That's the reality. You're absolutely right.
It's funny you mention the word savior because, as you know, he also pandered to the Christian right when he was on the campaign as well.
Suckered them in. Now, what is the latest poll showing? He's at a 39% or something.
Correct.
That's pretty low. Hell, I think George Bush was a little higher.
I'm trying to think of the word of what the Christians would say, like if Jesus came back, but as nothing as Jesus, but something evil. I can't think of it.
What would Satan do?
No. Yeah, exactly. No, like he was a fake.
A false prophet.
Yeah, like he was a false prophet. But I know there's a better word for it. I know there's a saying that the Christians, the fundamental Christians, I made a new word. The frontal mental.
The frontal.
Right.
Yeah, that's about what it is.
I really do not respect fundamental Christians. They really fire and brimstone, and you're going to hell, and you're this, and you're that. I mean, I don't really think that Jesus would be doing half the shit that they preach.
Yeah. Well, see, that goes back to how many different interpretations there are of the Bible. How many times it's been fried, dyed, and laid to the side and interpreted and looked at from every angle. And it's been massaged by man to fit his or her ideology, how they want it to be perceived. So they can stand in the pulpit and talk from that perspective and say, see, here it is, right here. In the version of the King James Bible, blah, 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 blah. So, listen, I hate saying it, but many of these guys in the pulpit are doing nothing but pimping. Convincing, using fear, and twisting the word. And which word do you believe? Which is the official word? Which Bible is accurate? We have no idea. Zero. I am a Christian. I believe in God and all of that. I was raised and baptized and all of that. But through my life, I've learned that there's a lot of deception in Christianity. There's a lot of deception in every religion. And man has made it and massaged it the way he or she wants it to be for their own personal reasons. Well, it's easy for me to tell this story this way. I can convince people. And more importantly, I can make them put more money in the plate.
My dad was, and still is, a pastor. He still does weddings and funerals and what have you. But he taught me about all religions. It was never one religion. I don't view it that way at all. I view it as my relationship with God is between me and God.
Yeah.
Your relationship with God is between you and God.
It's
I have no right to your beliefs.
Right.
I have to respect you. And unfortunately, most of these ugly wars that we've had in the past is because of that. Is because of religion. And, people saying they're right and you're wrong and you're this and you're that. And the concept of religion to me is, I thought it was about forgiveness and acceptance. So when you sit there and tell people what to do and what to believe, that throws that whole religion out the window. I don't call it religion. I call it relationship. There's a big difference between relationship and religion.
Absolutely.
That's how I view it.
I think that's a safe way to view it. I think it's, because if you get too deep, and I think it's a form of brainwashing. But,
yeah,
that's just my opinion. And I'm not saying that I'm absolute, that I'm and you're wrong and I'm right. That's my opinion. So I try not to get too deep in following a man or woman of the cloth.
Right.
I don't belong to a church right now. And I don't know that I ever will join another church.
Exactly.
Because, there's some good churches out there that are doing some good stuff for the community. But I think it's very hypocritical when you build these big mega churches and thousands of people come and they drop tens of thousands, 100,000 every Sunday into the plate. You're living, the pastor, living a glorious life, riding around in Rolls Royce, Bentleys, Maybachs, and, big house.
And Jesus, and honestly, Jesus
planes.
wouldn't be doing that.
Yeah, exactly.
He'd go into those churches and say, "What the hell are you doing?"
Exactly. And then the people that'll come into the church are living paycheck to paycheck, giving their 10% of tithes or whatever is expected of them. But if they go to the church and say, I need a little help, I need $2,000 to pay my mortgage, sometimes they get turned down. And that to me is just crazy. If you can't support the community that's supporting you, then close up shop and get the hell out of the neighborhood.
But that's how, unfortunately, that's how the human race works, though, in a sense. Because we're talking about how Trump is and how he feeds on the fear, but so does religion. Religion feeds on the fear of people and takes advantage of that. And yeah, I don't like all these evangelical people who are preaching and asking for money and living a lifestyle that should not be living.
Yeah.
They should be spending the money to help the homeless, to help people who are being beaten by their husbands or wives or whatever. I mean, there's so many other things to do with that money than to get a Rolls Royce and buy a mansion.
Exactly.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense to me at all. It doesn't.
That's right.
It's wrong. It's wrong.
Ain't no other way of looking at it.
Evangelical person, what do you call it? Evangelists.
Mm-hmm.
The only evangelist I really loved and respected, who is now dead, is Billy Graham.
Yeah, my mom and dad used to watch him on TV. And
he was hilarious.
Yeah. I never really bit into his presentation. I mean, that was a little dramatic.
I'm thinking more of when in his later years.
Yeah.
He actually changed a lot of
he mellowed out
in the way he said things. But yeah, no, back in the day, in your day, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't bite that one. Didn't get into that one. None of these TV evangelists that I ever really have any regard for. Some people love them to death, and they send that money.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I can't do
it. Disgusting.
I can't do
it. Oh my god.
Well, I was reading an article. Joel Osteen, smiling preacher, from Lakewood Church there in Texas. There was an article about him giving this pastor coming into his church like a 7-year deal, like 6-7 year deal for like $110 million contract.
Yep.
Sports players now, right?
For a pastor.
Yep.
Well, I'm here, bro. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to recruit you, we're going to draft you, get your agent because you're, and don't forget, you as a pastor, you'll have your own basketball shoe.
See, this is crazy.
Yep.
That's just crazy. And you're throwing around that kind of money. That just tells you how much they're collecting.
Thank you. Exactly. You could offer another pastor a 6-year deal, $110 million. Come on now.
Are you making that up?
No.
No, that's the truth.
No, it's the truth. It's disgusting. It is really disgusting. We're in the wrong line of work. We need you.
I was just about to say, my radio days are over. I'm getting ready to open up a mega church. Carol,
hey, Lee,
you're gonna be in charge of collecting the money.
I guarantee if you start doing that, you would get a lot of people.
Carol, you're going to be the treasurer of the church. Can you handle that?
Frank, right. Yeah. Look,
keep that money
out the positions now.
Chris, you're going to be my first deacon.
I'll take it.
You're going to be my right-hand man. When I go on vacation.
And I'll be your PR woman.
Listen, when I go on vacation for 8 months out of the year, you're going to be the preacher, okay? You take over.
I'll take it.
If the money gets funny,
deal worth about $50 million.
Listen, if the money gets funny, we're going to exercise your ass to Cleveland. You got to go.
Anywhere but Cleveland.
You going to Cleveland. You're going to suffer.
I got to go to Cleveland?
Cleveland.
Oh, my God.
Cleveland. And you're going to be in a little small church in Cleveland, not a big one. You're going to be downgraded.
Ship me back to Chicago, man.
No.
Take me back to Chicago, dude. I can't do that.
No. Headquarters is going to be in Chicago. See, Chicago is already corrupt, so that's going to be easy to pull it off.
That fits.
Did you know that Joel Osteen's money went up during the presidential campaign?
I'm sure. Texas is a red state. Have you seen the building that he has there? Right there in Houston, right? It's huge.
It's huge. It's like the size of 3 football fields.
Yeah.
Well, that's where the former NBA Houston Rockets played
used
at.
to play. Yeah.
Yeah, you should find it and get a picture of it. Let's see. Let me see if I can do that.
No, I'm sure it's a million pictures online of that joint. And you pass, I forget what freeway it's on, but you drive right by that sucker. It's huge.
He is probably one of the most richest men in the world. And I mean, he makes Mormons and Jehovah's Witnesses poor.
You know, there are people who are listening to the show right now that disagree with everything that we're saying. And that's okay. You know, and you have a right to your opinion, and so do we. But I think, you know, I look at many of the religions, if not most of them, is nothing more than organized, you know, to benefit a few. Now, until you can prove me wrong and show me that 90% of the monies collected goes to a worthy cause, then I'm going to stick with what I've seen and what I believe.
I agree.
You know?
I've never seen the money and go anywhere.
You telling me
the pastor's pocket?
Yeah, you're going to do a deal with a pastor for $110 million.
Well, you think all churches? I don't think all churches do that.
Well, I'm not saying all.
No, we're just talking about Joel Osteen, Carol.
Yeah.
Well, him as being one of the most out front, flamboyant. But then you got the guys down there in Atlanta, and and all those guys. I mean, they do some good.
You got Reverend McClendon who pockets it. Yeah, you
got a lot of people out there pimping in the pulpit, and I don't have any respect for them. I don't. You can't take advantage of poor people, middle class people. Take their money, and then you go live high on the hog. No. If you are righteous in it for the right reasons, live a plain life like Jesus. You know, he traveled on a mule or on foot with sandals, not $500 shoes.
Mm-hmm.
Not living in a castle.
Mm-hmm.
They say he was born in a stable.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Live with the poor.
Preach it.
So if you're going to represent, you're going to be like Jesus. Be like Jesus.
Amen to that.
Holy
Mother of God. I'm looking at the church now.
Ooh, Lord.
Can I get an amen?
Pastor Michaels.
Reverend Lee.
Reverend Lee.
That's right.
Okay,
Roberta Flack did a song about me.
Now of the church. It's huge.
My church is going to be a big tent. That's right.
Yeah, back in the Billy Graham days.
That's right. When the crap hits the fan, we're going to pack up the tent and go to the next city.
Put the medicine show on the road.
That's it. That's how I met Little Richard for the first time. He was out there, when he crossed over from being a pop artist to a man of the cloth.
How long did that last?
Well, it's a few years. Long enough for him to realize that you can't fool enough people. You better get back out there. Go
Right.
Get to singing. Al Green made that transition. Now, where is he now? Is he singing R&B or is he doing gospel now?
I think he's doing gospel now.
Still, huh?
Is he the one that threw the grits?
No, he didn't throw. He got grits thrown on
somebody
him.
threw him on him.
Yeah.
Wow. I'll throw
No, he didn't
grits
throw
for my own
it.
self.
No.
Al Green is
they
awesome.
did just corrected me that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
why did the
Al
person
Green is
throw?
awesome.
Why did the person throw the grits on
He
him?
got caught cheating.
Oh, it was the lady.
Yeah. I don't know if it was his wife or girlfriend, but he was taking a bath and he was after the bath he was going to eat some hot grits, but the grits ate him.
Did she throw it while he was in the tub?
Yep.
Oh well, he was lucky.
Did
then,
the grits
'cause he
have
could
butter
see.
or no butter?
No, they were raw, just fresh off the
Butter.
All grits.
out of the pot.
Butter.
But and they say
Butter.
grits will stick to your ribs, and they did. Welcome to the show,
grits.
Apollo.
Kiss my tits.
Parquet.
It was parquet, huh?
Yeah.
How you doing, man?
I had my doggy at the beauty parlor. I had to go pick her up.
Yeah, she looking pretty now.
Yeah, she smelled good, looked good, got her nails done, her teeth brushed, her hair cut, her
Nice.
anal glands drained. They do that, you know.
Yes, I do. I have a beagle.
Yeah.
Anal glands drained.
They drain their anal glands.
They're glean their. I like the glean. but it's
They
the
glean
glean.
their anal glands. Yeah. Dans.
I don't know nothing about that.
Lee, you ain't never had your anal glands drained before?
No.
I thought out in California they did that pretty regularly out there.
No, nobody messes with anal. No, not up in here.
That's a requirement to drive Uber. You have to have your anal glands drained every month.
Not over here. We don't play that. Homie, don't
You
play
got
that.
an old funky car then.
Hey, man, Apollo, maybe we have to do that to all the Trump supporters. Drain their anal glands.
Yeah, something.
No.
Because they full of shit, that's for sure. Yes, Lord.
No, I have not participated in that type of activity, my friend. And then see,
I have not participated in that activity.
No.
How are the children coming along with their studies?
That's
Do you
right.
believe we'll be having sexual intercourse this evening? No, well.
But see, Apollo, you came in here. I was in the middle of putting together my church, and you just broke the spirit of the church.
Are you doing church on the Lee Michaels show?
That's right. I'm now Reverend Lee. Damn it! You address me as Reverend
We all
Lee.
going to hell if that's our damn leader.
We're already in hell. He's going to deliver us from evil.
I was just informed that a pastor got $110 million. What was it? 7-year deal?
Did you
Yeah,
see
6,
the
7
lady
year
who got
deal.
Did you see the lady who got the invoice from her church, saying if she didn't catch her tithing up, she couldn't come there anymore?
Yeah, I saw that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they sent her a $2,000 bill. Talking about catch it up or stay at home.
Oh, I love these fundamental Christians.
Yes, Lord. We got bills to pay.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but not all churches are like. I have
No,
a
we're
friend.
not saying
She
that.
goes to a very small church, and
Hey, you know what you
Nothing
do?
like
I tell every church I go to, I'm like, show me in the New Testament where it says I got a tithe. Show me that. 10%. Show me that. Show me 10% in the New Testament. Can you show it to me?
Well, I'm sure they got a version of the Bible that's been fried, dyed, and twisted, and the
Rick James, the Rick James Bible,
not the
I'll
King
do it on the
James.
internet for you.
well,
I'll
I
find
think
it.
a lot of them ask for tidings because if they have a building, a church, it helps pay for stuff. I know being
but
a
they ought to
Mormon.
pass the plate till they got enough to pay for it. You don't build something on credit.
Well, that's what I just said. That's why they ask for tidings. I was a Mormon before, and people get disillusioned by us. And when my mother died, they stepped right in. They paid our house notes. They did all kinds of stuff with that tiding. So they don't all
Well, that's
think
a good
the same.
church.
That's
Yeah.
some churches.
Yeah, that's a good church.
So
Hey, if
That's
I've
what
been
it
given
is.
I've been given $10,000 a year for 20 years, I'd expect that.
Something.
Yeah, but a lot of churches don't do that, but churches do.
Yeah, after you've been bled, you've given up everything. And some people, in their wills, donate everything they have to churches and
that's right.
Organizations like that.
Okay, I found it, Apollo.
What in the New Testament?
Yep. Here it is. Hold on. Let me copy. Copy.
It ain't in. It's not in the New Testament. So if you found it, you obviously ain't reading the Bible.
No, I'm on the internet and I'm on the New Testament. This is Tithing for the New Testament believer.
See?
Yeah, that's
who put that in
that
there?
was written by Trump, I think.
Right.
Here I go. No, I'm going to put it in.
If you want to get to heaven, donate $500,000 to our new building fund. We'll also give you a Visa card, too.
I have a New Testament Bible. I pulled out and see if it says it. Hold on.
Yeah.
It's
like
in the
I
Old
said
Testament.
earlier.
It's based on an agricultural economy. It's not. Now Jesus does mention being generous, but
No, I just put it. Here it is. I just put it up on the comments.
on what comment?
Right there.
Okay.
In the comments.
Well,
You're on
where's
live.
the treasure?
The power of voices.
Okay, that's not it. When it doesn't say when we are able to give or more of our income instead of keeping that money for ourselves. It doesn't say that. That's somebody translating that.
That's the problem with the Bible. How many times
Yeah.
has it been translated?
For where your treasure is, there your heart will also be. That's there. But then they go on to say, when we are able to give 10% or more of our income instead. See, the church wants 10%, then the government wants 30% of your income. Then they want to charge you fuel tax and sales tax and property tax. By the time you pay taxes, you might get 20% of your income, 30 maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the solution, ladies and gentlemen?
But that's what they're saying, Apollo. It says, where your treasure is, that's your heartbeat. That's where your heart will be also. So basically, when they say that to you, it's saying, if you want to keep your money, your heart is with your money. So it's a guilt trip.
Oh, absolutely.
Sure it is. It's and they tell you, oh, if you try to get some money, you can't go into heaven. You might as well go join the rich people. Stay poor, give us your money, and you'll make it to heaven. You'll be paid off. So just let us have that. You'll get yours on the other side. Not all are like that, but
Right.
it sure seems like a hustle to me.
It is.
But I've met some places that aren't like that at all. But when that lady got that letter from her preacher yesterday or the other day and said, if you don't send us $2,000, you can't. You're behind on your tithing. That
Don't
makes
come
it
back
bad
to
for
the
all
church.
churches.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, that makes it look bad for all churches.
Yep.
And it's
That
unfortunate.
shows no regard for that individual. Maybe she's going.
She was
through
a
some
single mother,
Yeah.
work hard, thought she'd found a place where she could fellowship. And they say, nope, this seat got a price tag on it.
It's like selling seats on an airplane.
Yeah. Well, it is. That's Jesus Airlines. First class ride to heaven. Put on your white hat, show up, dress up the trash can, and make payments on your seat in heaven.
Yeah, see, I just can't get with that. All right, so we're going to not sit here and belabor the whole religion game. Yeah, I think we've kind of spoke to that.
Did you see what your boy said about what's his name? Alt-right guy. What's his name? Had the Breitbart.
Right, Bannon?
Steve Bannon.
Yeah, you saw Steve Bannon's comments about Scaramucci, didn't you?
No, I have not seen those.
They
What
asked
is
him what he thought about the firing of Scaramucci. He said, I have an opinion on that, but it's not polite to talk with your mouth full.
That's kind of funny. That whole administration is just nothing more than a big pile of crap.
So what is this I saw where the Washington Post had said that Trump had given his son the response about
he dictated a response.
adoption?
Yeah.
Because Trump said the same thing. I don't know if a lot of people caught this, but recently they were talking about how he and Putin went to the side and talked over at the G20 and nobody knew what they were talking about. Trump said, we were talking about adoption. So that's twice they've used that as an excuse.
Exactly. I'm sure that might have been the first time they talked about adoption, but his son probably did not. That was not a part of the agenda. Unless it
they
was
were talking about adopting some new scandals.
Yeah, and that second meeting with Putin 101, as far as I'm concerned, that's a very suspicious meeting. I know it's commonly done, but in light of the fact there's so much controversy between him and them, us and them, why not be transparent? Why not come out as the president of the United States and say, when I met with Putin in our second meeting, we met for about an hour, hour and a half, whatever it was, and here's what we talked about. He hasn't done that. He hasn't mentioned one topic.
I think he likes the controversy.
Well,
I think he wants people to talk about him.
Absolutely.
Then he wants to come out and say, hey, I can talk to whoever I want to talk to. It ain't none of y'all's business. I'm King Trump.
Well, that is precisely his attitude. I'm the dictator here. Y'all don't tell me what to do. I'll tell y'all what to do. And you follow my damn directions or you're fired.
You're fired. Yeah.
So you think Kelly put his foot down and said, listen, the curse word moron's got to go. It's either him or me.
Yeah, I think he said, don't swear me in unless he's fired.
Mm-hmm. And now it's my understanding that Scaramucci had to sell his business in order to be able to serve, in the administration. But
well, I'm sure there's a clause or something in there for him. He surely got something out of it.
But that still had to be cleared by, he had to go through the same type of scrutiny.
Did he have to put it in a trust or sell it?
He sold the company to a Chinese company.
How much did he get for it?
I want to say like $90 million or something crazy like that.
Oh, well, he ain't hurting shit.
No. It's a blessing in disguise. Why not go out and enjoy your millions?
His wife gonna get half of that now in this divorce, though. She's gonna get $45 million.
That's why he's so damn angry.
You lost your job and your wife. Now you're gonna be stuck with child support, alimony.
Yep. And a bad reputation. But maybe Trump will hire him and let him run one of his companies.
Yeah, absolutely.
How the bandits band together.
He'll start the new Trump yoga facilities across the country.
Here you go. But listen, I don't spend 12 seconds worrying about what's going to happen to Scaramucci.
No, he ain't going to hurt for nothing.
No. I didn't think about him beforehand, and I'm certainly not going to waste any time thinking about him now. And,
that's right.
And Priebus will be fine. He'll land on both feet. He's not going to come out there with a broken leg. He'll show up somewhere, probably on Fox, making $300,000-$400,000 a year as a commentator.
Yeah, that'll be
a contributor. Right. Or he will go in as a lobbyist, or he'll still be active, and he'll make.
Oh, he can't. They just passed that law. You can't leave a government position and lobby for 5 years.
Well, rough life. But I'm sure he's comfortable financially, and if he has to sit out 5 years before becoming a lobbyist or doing something else, then he'll be fine. Maybe he'll go get a teaching job and make $150,000 a year. But he'll land on his feet because he's done a lot of favors for other wealthy Republicans, and they're not going to let him fail. That I got to give to the Republicans. They do take care of each other. They'll fight like cats and dogs.
Mexicans.
Well, I don't know about that, but
they look out for each other too now, as do the Indians.
American Indians or Indian Indians?
Well, I say, I've seen them. And they get here, they might be 20 up. I'm talking about Hispanic people. When they come here, they may be 20 up in an apartment, but within a year or two, they buying land and houses.
Yeah.
And when the new ones come from Mexico, they go take care of them, help them get them a car, get them a job. I mean, they support each other. They help each other.
Well, it's nothing wrong with that. I don't have a problem with that at all.
I ain't got a problem with it either. I think it's fantastic. I think we all should take note from that. Imagine if we could come together as a human race like that. What we could accomplish instead of saying, his car, my car, better than his car.
Right.
Hell, he got a cheap grill. I got the $300 grill. I mean,
hating. It's called hate.
We so trying to outdo one another, we can't help each other.
Exactly. I agree with you 100% on that one. That's 100% correct. And it's a poison.
Did you get that
we live
PSA from the government about your health care I sent you?
How long ago did you send it?
I just sent it again. I thought I sent it this morning. It's your listeners may enjoy that. I think it's I think I sent it to you on Messenger, but I thought I sent it earlier in hopes that you might see it, and play it on the air. Let's see. Did I send it earlier?
No, I don't think so.
No, I just sent you that girl's big ass going up the steps earlier.
That you did. See?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, I just sent it to you. I sent it to you a while ago. You saw it at 2:40. It says you viewed it 9 minutes ago.
Really?
Healthcare, government advertising. You see it?
Hold on. I'm trying to pull it up here.
It's in your Messenger.
Yeah. My internet connection is a little slow today for some reason. Let's see here what you're sending me. Yeah. Honest government ad. That one. Ground control to Major Tom. Playing with his dog. Let's see what this thing is talking about.
Strip you of your health care. Now you can finally relax and let down your guard.
All right, let's play this.
Hello, I'm from the U.S. government. We noticed you managed to cockblock our latest attempt to strip you of your health care. Now you can finally relax and let down your guard. Because after 7 long years of trying to undo the legacy of that brutal Muslim Kenyan dictator, we realize it's finally time for us to move on to something else, such as sabotaging Obamacare to justify our next attempt to strip you of your health care and replace it with wealth care. Do you suffer from a pre-existing condition such as not being rich? No problem. Unlike complex Obamacare, WealthCare offers a simple solution. If you ain't as rich as Mitch McConnell, just fuck off and die. No mess, no fuss. That's right. By leaving over 20 million more of you uninsured, cutting Medicaid, raising premiums, and discriminating against a raft of pre-existing conditions, WealthCare should kill at least 36,000 of you annually. That's 12 9/11s each year, which might sound like a lot of dead people, but it's a sacrifice we're willing to make to protect innocent Americans from socialism. We know we've struggled recently to pass WealthCare in the Senate, but rest assured we won't stop till we repeal Obamacare. And what's that? What you really want is Medicare for all, like most other civilized nations in the world? Aw, sweetheart, you know there's no money for that. But hey, here are some things we do have money for. Trump's visits to Mar-a-Lago, Trump's golf games, big boat that shoots million-dollar missiles, more of these useless pieces of shit, maintaining the American empire, and of course $3.2 trillion for the most expensive crappy healthcare in the world, when Medicare for all would cost only half that much. WealthCare. Who needs healthcare anyway when you have Jesus? Authorized by the Department of Wealth and Inhumane Services.
Well, people are always coming up.
That was pretty awesome.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, please press 1 to have a missile go up your ass.
Or press 2 to drain your anal glands.
Amen.
Well, there's a lot of
3 will do both.
Isn't it funny how people can sit around and come up with, funny, creative little messages like that, but our members of Congress can't come up with a solution to health care. And there's
well, I think what we saw is a dying man realized I'm not voting for this because it's going to hurt people. And I'm right at the I'm the autumn of my life, and I'm going to go out as somebody who stood for something, didn't sell myself out right before I stepped into the grave.
Yeah.
John They don't want to find a solution, you guys. They don't want to find a solution to healthcare because the bottom line is money. Period. Money and power. They don't want to find a solution. And you know what? I don't think they ever will. It'll continue to go on to the next president, to the next president, to the next,
Oh, it'll eventually get fixed. I mean, we're only 240 years old as a country. The other countries who have evolved into that are thousands of years old. So, I mean, we will evolve.
We're going to last that long. We're going to hell in a handbasket.
Well, I'm not. I'm going to heaven, but I ain't going to. I mean, I might get there quicker than I want to.
But here's the problem that I have with all of this.
I am Apollo.
The problem is these guys are not taking this serious. They're making it more complex. They're still running the fear game, making the public crazy. and uncomfortable. So whatever they come up with, we're going to be, oh, wow, thank God, man, they finally gave us a break. But really, they're going to screw you in a different position. So in 7, almost 8 years, they've been talking about repealing and replacing Obamacare. You're telling me that their IQ is so low, they didn't have enough time to do that? No. Like you said, Frankie, they don't want to change it. Okay? And if they just take a simple common sense approach to it and fix the little parts in there that's wrong and leave it alone. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. Fix it. Instead of using a wooden wheel on an old horse and buggy, let's put some rubber wheels on this thing so it rolls better. Let's take out the clauses in there that allow the insurance companies to raise the rates to the sky. Let's take out the part in there where you get penalized if you don't buy the health care insurance. You don't get your tax
say if
back.
you take that out, then the rates are going to go up because that forces people to give the insurance companies more money. But you know what? I don't understand. And I think you got to take out the pre-existing condition clause. I mean, I think that I understand insurance companies' beef on that.
I don't.
If it's an instant,
I don't.
Yeah, well, no, then they need Medicare. If somebody has 18 pre-existing conditions, I have cancer, I have AIDS, I have gonorrhea, and diabetes.
Well,
and my medication is $30,000 a month. An insurance company shouldn't have to cover me.
Well,
Medicaid should cover me.
Well, what's the difference? Okay, 6 in one hand, half a dozen in the other.
Taxpayer funded. You can't ask a for-profit company to take a loss.
But they've never lost money. They're always going to make money.
I'm saying you cannot force somebody. Lee, I'm going to sell you this $5,000 car, but you're going to give me $1 million for it.
Well, okay, no, I'm not going to buy that car.
Well, then that's how an insurance company looks at somebody with 20 pre-existing conditions.
Well, here's the problem with that. If the insurance care was affordable, we'd have less people with all those major catastrophic pre-existing issues because we'll go to the doctor more often. We'll find these problems before they become catastrophic and too expensive to take care of. And the
single-payer public option.
Well, okay, whatever the solution is. Now, with that in mind, also the cost of medication shouldn't be where it is.
I agree with that 100%.
They're not losing money. They're selling you 30 days worth of drugs for $300 or $400. It probably costs them $13 to make
company, they can make 100% return on whatever it costs them. If it costs you $10 to make me 30 pills, you ought to be able to charge the pharmacy $20, and they can charge me $40. So everybody flips at 100% return. That's it. Now, you shouldn't sell me a bottle of pills that cost you $5 to make and 3 months. This new medication that cures hepatitis C.
Right.
They're charging $86,000 for the treatment in the U.S. That's a 3-month supply. You can buy the same exact pills in Canada for $900, but it's $86,000 here.
That's ridiculous.
That's a fact.
Yeah. But see, those are the things that just screw up the system. It does not have to it does not have to cost that much. It's like Viagra and those kind of drugs. It's $200-$300 for a few pills.
That's right. That's right. And see, it's okay for them to gouge, but if there's a hurricane in Miami and Lee Michaels and I say, hey, we're going to sell gallons of water for $10 a gallon, we'll go to jail for that.
That's right.
But when you dying and we want to sell you a pill and we want to jack it up 800,000%, because you in dire straits, you need this pill to live.
And most people are going to have to pay for it because they want to live.
Yeah, I'll pay them in lead. How's that sound?
It's a shame. And the problem, many of the problems that we are faced with, it's a simple solution. It's called using some common sense and be fair. But our politicians don't want to do either one of those. They don't want to use common sense, and they're definitely not into being fair. But they don't have the same problems we have. When John McCain goes to the hospital, he gets the best care.
He gets his anal glands drained.
Well, he probably does that too. So there you go, folks.
I love y'all, man.
Take care. Have a great day, Apollo. Little Frankie checking in. Of course, Chris Bass. And my real kick in the side, Carol. Thank you guys for being here today. We'll see you tomorrow at 10 a.m. right here on thepowervoices.com, YouTube, Facebook, and Periscope. I'll say, for now, we'll see you tomorrow. Down, Periscope.